Hey crew, Coach Tim here today, and I want to talk about fiber. I know it's not very sexy, but that's exactly why I want to talk about it. It's got such a wide range of health benefits that it's what I like to call a nutrition all-star. I mean, it can have an impact on your waistline, on your overall health and quality life. After all, who doesn't appreciate a good bowel movement? So anyway, I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the health benefits, reminding you probably of the health benefits of fiber, how much you should be consuming a day, or most people should be consuming a day, and where you can get fiber from. So let's start off with the one that goes hand in hand with fiber, and that's digestive health. So most people recognize that. A few different things to discuss here actually. One, fiber is going to help increase laxation, so especially insoluble fiber, which draws water into the large intestine, so increasing bulk can also increase transit time through the intestine and thereby increase stool frequency. Also, certain types of fibers, certain soluble fibers, things like resistant starches actually act like prebiotic fibers. So they pass on through the small intestine, they end up in the large intestine where they are fermented by the beneficial bacteria in our large intestine. And what they can do then is they help with the composition of our gut microbiota. So helping with making sure we have enough good bacteria there, as well as subsequently fending off the bad bacteria. Another benefit, a side benefit of that fermentation process is something called short-chain fatty acids. An example would be butyrate. And so these short-chain fatty acids, in particular butyrate, can help fuel the immune cells of the digestive tract, can help with secreting appetite, satisfying hormones, or basically reducing appetite with these satiety hormones, and even protect the brain, neuroprotective benefits. So moving on to benefit number 2 is heart health, which most people are very familiar with that. But high fiber diets are linked to lower risk of cardiovascular disease and coronary heart disease. That's pretty consistent across the board. There's several explanations for it. High fiber diets may lower LDL cholesterol, may lower total cholesterol, lower blood pressure, lower triglycerides, increase HDL cholesterol, and also decrease markers of inflammation. So several different things that fiber's got working for it there. The third thing a third great benefit of consuming high fiber diets is glycemic control, as high fiber intakes are inversely related to type 2 diabetes, essentially meaning that high fiber diets seem to protect against diabetes. And there's a couple of reasons that might be the case. Basically, when you consume fiber as part of a meal, as part of a carbohydrate containing meal, it slows the release of glucose into the bloodstream. So by slowing the digestion process and basically slowing how quickly the glucose gets into circulation and it's absorbed. Certain types of fibers can also improve insulin sensitivity, so going back to some of the benefits in the digestive tract. So there's several benefits to be had there in terms of glycemic control. A fourth benefit is going to be longevity or healthy aging. And with that, I guess the simplest way to look at that is what is the opposite of healthy aging, and that would be death. I know that's probably not like a funny joke or anything, but it's true. And when you look at studies, you see that high fiber intakes are protective against what's called all-cause mortality, so basically death from all causes. So in addition to cardiovascular disease and coronary heart disease, just protecting against other deaths, essentially, and cancer is one of them. So high fiber diets protect against certain types of cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, gastric cancer, but also respiratory related deaths also seem to be protected there. So the fifth benefit is probably the one that most people are excited about, and that's weight management. So high fiber diets seem to be protective against obesity and weight gain, and basically high fiber diets seem to facilitate a healthy weight management. There's a couple different explanations for why that might be the case. A few things that come to mind would be that fiber, again, helps with satiety. So whether it's through the fermentation and the satiety hormones, or whether it's the fiber itself that's slowing down the process of digestion and leading to satiety, whether it's the stretch that's going on in the digestive tract, but ultimately that seems to reduce hunger, which then thereby reduces caloric intake. I think practically speaking, when you start to focus on eating more high fiber foods, you start to displace some of the more energy dense, nutrient sparse foods with these low energy dense foods. So you think about fruits and vegetables, they don't have a lot of calories per volume. So you're taking in more volume of food with fewer calories. And what's interesting is that the digestive tract responds to not just the amount of calories in a food, but also the volume of food. So if you're taking in a higher volume of food with a lower number of calories, the stretch in the stomach is going to signal a certain level of satiety. And so I think that's part of the process there too, with reducing caloric intake with these high fiber, low energy dense foods. So I guess the next question you might have is how much fiber do I need, or what's a good recommendation? I would typically say somewhere between 30 and 40 grams for most people is probably a good general guideline. The Institute of Medicine sets the adequate intake at 25 grams per day for women and 38 grams for men, so it's roughly in that range. Where are you going to find fiber? Fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds are typically your best sources of fiber. I think even though the traditional definition has been looking at fiber as either insoluble and soluble, there's other things to consider like fermentation properties. So basically getting a wide range of, consuming a wide range of these different types of foods with their different types of fibers is probably going to be best for all these variables. So I hope that you found this to be really helpful and informative. Of course, if you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, just leave it down below and we'll get back to you. But really appreciate you reading and listening and watching, and we hope that you found this helpful. So have a great day.